There's a world out there, a world waiting for you. Waiting to be explored. Waiting for you to leave your mark. Question is, are you ready for takeoff? To see places you never imagined. We fly so you can touch the sky. Captain Flacco invites you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the views as we take the skies. Welcome to That Flight Sim channel. As always, happy flying.
What's going on, everybody? Captain Gonzo here again with That Flight Sim channel, coming back with a quick live stream this morning, afternoonish, right before work. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This was gonna be a quick one. Again, you guys know we work in the afternoons here, both Captain Flacco and myself. So we're just trying to get this one in the books real quick. Just reduce the sound a little bit, and we're gonna go ahead and fire up Beyond ATC. Forgot to bring that up.
Beyond ATC connected.
Alrighty, so I don't know if you guys heard that or not through the speakers, but Beyond ATC has officially connected. We are November 80 Whiskey Echo today. Of course, the black square Turbine Duke, that we're a fan of here. We figured this would be a great plane to take off out of here, out of Jackson Hole, where we arrived last night with the 737 and the A319, and today we're heading to Provo Municipal, just outside of Salt Lake City, southeast of Salt Lake City. So this should be just about an hour flight time, total block time of an hour and a half, but we're going to try to cut it short. Again, like I said, guys, I got to get going to work. Monday seems to be the best day to get a quick live stream before work. So anyways, guys, we've got the sun rising here. See, we've got the GPU, we've got the chocks on the Turbine Duke here ready to go. So we'll be knocking this one out. Let's go ahead and climb on board. Just like admiring the sun there rising, though. It's one of my favorite things to do here in the sim. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and import that flight plan. So let's go to flight plan, menu, import, sim brief. There we go. Jack to PVU or Provo. So looks like we've got it set. It's gonna be a pretty straightforward shot down to Provo. So let's go ahead and pick up ATIS here at Jackson Hole, 120.625. Let me get my
Visibility 10, sky condition clear, temperature 0 tree, dew point 01, altimeter tree 025, landing and departing, runway 01. Advise on initial contact, you have information, India. Jackson Hole Airport information, India. 1 tree 47 Zulu, wind tree 55 at 4, visibility 10, sky condition clear, temperature 0 tree, dew point 01, altimeter tree 025, landing and departing, runway 01. Advise on initial contact, you have information, India.
Okay, we've got India.
Jackson Hole Airport information, India. 1 tree 47 Zulu, wind tree 55 at 4, visibility 10, sky condition clear, temperature 0 tree.
Alright, so we've got information India, so we'll go ahead and give ground a call. They'll give us our clearance today. Jackson Hill ground, good morning, November 80 Whiskey Echo with India requesting IFR to Provo.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, Jackson ground, thanks for India. Cleared to Provo Muni, Divvy 2 departure, then is filed. Climb via SID except maintain 2,000 feet. Departure frequency 1 tree, 0.25. Squawk 0224.
Okay, clear to the Provo Municipal Airport via the Divvy D2 departure, then is filed. Climb via the SID, except maintain 12,000. Departure frequency 133.25, squawk 0224 for 80 Whiskey Echo.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, read back correct. Call me back when ready for start or taxi.
We'll call you back when we're ready for startup and taxi for 80 Whiskey Echo, thank you. Alright guys, we've got our clearance down to Provo. Be expecting runway 01. Perfect. It's being a little laggy there on the beyond ATC side. It's all good. Okay guys, I think we're about ready to fire up, so let me just check my fuel and payload versus the manifest from SimBrief. So we've got 4 passengers and just under 1,000 pounds of fuel, so we'll go ahead and load that up. Got 745. Make it 80 gallons a side. 5, why not? There we go, we've got 4 passengers, including our co-pilot, so we've got 1,100 pounds of fuel, a little bit extra than what we need. Close the cabin door. Pull the chocks. Torpedo covers. Let's keep the external power on for now. Just checking there on the live stream and making sure my voice is coming through. Alright, we got parking brakes on. Let's go ahead and get our bacon light on. You know, we like to call it the bacon. Take a look outside, make sure everything's clear. In Jackson Hill ground, 80 Whiskey Echo at the ramp, requesting startup.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, engine start approved, call when ready for taxi.
Engine start approved, call when ready for taxi, 80 Whiskey Echo. We're checking the fuel pumps. We can see we've got fuel pressure indicated. Let's check our auxiliary pumps. Looking good. We've got a cold cabin right now, so we're going to turn up the heater once we fire up here. Alright guys, let's get number 1 started. Nothing on the left. Actually, let's go with number 2 since we've got a clear side over there. Get our prop handles full forward. Go both batteries. Let's go with the ignition on for the right engine. And let's get the starter going. There we go. We're looking for an NG of about 13 to 15%. We'll introduce the fuel. 13. Okay, NG's in the green. Let's take off the starter. Generator on. Same thing, we'll go with the left engine. got two good engines, guys. Let's go ahead and disconnect the GPU. Okay, let's get that heater going. All right, while that's going on, set torpedo heats on. Oh, forgot my inverter. There we go. Let's set this to 12,000. And our final cruise altitude will be 28,000 feet, so we'll have to keep an eye out on that. Jackson Hole ground, 80 Whiskey Echo, ready to taxi for departure.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, runway 1, taxi at pilot's discretion.
Runway 1 via pilot's discretion for 80 Whiskey Echo. I love
November
that.
80 Whiskey Echo, contact Jackson Tower 118.075.
118.075 for 80 Whiskey Echo. Alright, checking the brakes. Good on the brakes. And runway 1 is right behind us. We're going to hold short here of 1. And let me get my departure frequency put on the standby. It's important to have that. 133.25. There we go. We'll keep it on standby. Let's go mode Charlie. So let's go on and altitude. Altimeter's verified 3025. Let's get our taxi. Let's get our pitch trim on. Else is looking good. Good call. We're ready to go here, guys. And Jackson Hole Tower, good morning. I'm ready to Whiskey Echo, holding short of 1, ready for to go.
November 80 Whiskey Echo did not copy.
Yeah, Jackson Hole Tower, November 80 Whiskey Echo, holding short of runway 01, ready for departure.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, Jackson Tower, wind 355 at 4, fly heading 190, runway 1 cleared for takeoff.
Fly heading 190, runway 1 cleared for takeoff, 80 Whiskey Echo. Let's set that heading bug to 190. Wants to pick up speed quickly. Just hold it here for a second. There we go, 190. Alright, I think we're ready to go, guys. Let's get the panel lights on for just a second. Let's get the timer. Here we go. Hitting on the power. Off. Approaching 80 knots.
80 Whiskey Echo, contact Salt Lake Center 133.25.
Switching to Salt Lake Center on 133.25 for 80 Whiskey Echo. See ya. Salt Lake City Center, good morning, 80 Whiskey Echo, climbing through 7,600 for 12,000, heading 190.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, Salt Lake Center. Good day, radar contact, climb, maintain 14,000 feet, altimeter 3025.
Climb, maintain 14,000, altimeter 3025 for 80 Whiskey Echo. Alright, we're leveling off here. And let me reduce the volume overall here, guys. AT6s are a little loud. There we go, a little better. We're still hand flying this one, guys. We're taking it up to 14,000 on that heading of 190. Hey, Ilari Kusa. Yes, sir. So I am a private pilot in real life. Nothing as complicated as flying a Duke or anything multi-engine, but yes, I do fly in real life, and yeah, I love it, man. Oh, getting a little hot in the cabin there. 83 degrees. Again, guys, still hand flying this thing. We're going to take it up to 14,000. Yeah, Larry Kusa. So if you've never tried Beyond ATC, it is a great resource to practice communicating with ATC. It really helps you out, and it's pretty realistic. So if you haven't checked it out or never heard of it, I highly recommend it. It's a great resource for flight simmers and for real pilots to keep sharp on their comm skills.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, climb and maintain flight level 280.
Climb and maintain flight level 280 for 80 Whiskey Echo. Alright guys, let's set our pressurization. Let's start increasing the cabin altitude here. We're approaching 12,000. So you know what, let's get the flight director, get the autopilot on heading and attitude. So we're going to maintain that climb out. Let's keep up with the pressurization. There we go. Cabin temperature now 78 degrees, a lot better than the 80 something degrees it was just a few minutes ago. So sorry to my passengers back there. Yeah, we're in the same boat there, my friend. We are looking at well, let me say this. We've been using Beyond ATC now for approximately 3 months, maybe 2.5 months. And yeah, it's still under the early access, environment, but I'll tell you what, it's getting a lot better. We still have several issues sometimes with them getting a readback that we're saying and they don't understand it, which gets a little frustrating, right? But you can always go to the Beyond ATC, like a little window, and just press acknowledge, and the automatic voice will take over. Granted, it's not as realistic. It does take away from that, realism and immersion, but it kind of helps you push through. But we're also wondering if they're just waiting for the 2024 sim to release to then finalize the structure and the implementation. And if that's the case, that's going to be awesome. But then again, it would have been awesome if they had it completely finished by now. But guys, we know that developers have to put in a lot of hours, a lot of work, a lot of effort. So right now, it's still a great product, man. So definitely don't be afraid to mess around with it and give it a shot if you haven't. But it sounds like you have definitely been around it there. Hey, Brendan, what's going on? Oh, there goes my track IR clip. Let me get that, guys. Sorry about that, guys. As you can see, having the hat with the track IR clip is not always the best thing. It gets caught up on random things, such as a microphone. But yeah, Brandon, good to see you, bud. We're here doing a quick hop. It's myself today. Captain Flacco couldn't make it again this morning. He's just, again, preoccupied. And looks, I'm getting a master warning. Yep, cabin differential. I'm forgetting to keep up with it. You know, we're just going to set it up to our cruise altitude. Let's keep it going. But yeah, guys, I'll be changing to the outside views here shortly. I'm just keeping an eye on everything, especially with the environmental control system there. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and bring back the temperature. Let's see what our temperature is looking like. 77. Let's make it 74. That should be just about right. Approaching 17,000. Don't forget, guys, we are in the Turbine Duke, so climbing to 280. Gonna take a few minutes, but nothing that Turbine Duke cannot handle. Awesome, Brendan. Thanks for tuning in and letting us know, man. Hopefully this will set you up with some sweet dreams. Hey, Keith, saying, I'm from Ireland. To be on ATC is very good. What do you think of the MSFS 2924 new sim? Now, obviously, I know you meant 2024. To be honest, there, Keith, I'm pretty impressed, man. So, Captain Jose, who was on last night on the stream with myself, and I have already pre-ordered the limited collector's edition, which of course brings the Antonov 225 model, and it brings all the cool little features. So we're excited for it, man. I'm thinking it's going to be a revolutionary step in flight simming, and I personally can't wait to get it in my hands mid-November. Also, something that I'm working on, so by tomorrow, I went ahead and ordered a set of the Pimax crystal lights that should be arriving tomorrow some point in the early morning, mid-afternoon. And if I have time, I'm going to try to mess with it before I head to work, but I suspect this will probably have to wait till the weekend. So what I'm trying to say is I'm getting all set up for 2024, guys. I'm making sure that I have the best experience possible to welcome in the new flight sim. But yeah, it's going to be fun. Can't wait to look at it. Brendan says, last night I did a flight out of Queenstown to the airport you guys flew to. It was set on real-time weather, and damn, was rough. Crashed at the runway before due to visibility. Yes. Yeah, man, I don't know if you caught the stream the other night, but we ended up switching over to the F-22s, and I bounced off those rocks in Milford Sound, so you're not alone, buddy. And yeah, Keith, yeah, I saw the message. I knew you were talking about the 2024 sim, but yeah, man, it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be crazy. The graphics, the aircraft that they're bringing, the airfields, everything's going to be revolutionary, to be honest. I'm hoping at least that's the case. Guys, and we're still climbing. Power has not been touched at all since I started to take off. Been about 9.5 minutes, according to my chronometer. What's my outside air temperature? Let's keep an eye out, make sure we're not in icy conditions. Yeah, it's about 0 degrees right now. So we'll keep monitoring everything. I'm surprised I haven't been vectored to... Let's see. Yeah, Beyond ATC is doing its own thing again. Not really telling me to follow the route, although we are in the right direction. And yes, they cleared me via the SID, but again, the last thing I got instructed to do was turn to a heading of 190 after the departure. So Brendan's coming in saying, so with 2024 coming out of all the planes, the add-ons, ETC, etc., that we have purchased, do they cross over to the new version for us to use? Brendan, I believe the answer is yes. Again, the developers have been very, very open about this. And again, this is all allegedly for now. They have been saying that everything we have here on the Flight Sim 2020 version will migrate over.
80 Whiskey Echo. Contact Salt Lake Center 2835.
Switching to center on 128.35 for 80 Whiskey Echo. Command Center, good morning. 80 Whiskey Echo climbing 22.5 for flight level 280.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, Salt Lake Center, roger.
But yeah, Brendan, that's the news that we keep getting and we keep hearing on the developers and all the other people that are following this development profoundly. So I'm hoping that is the case, because it would suck to have to repurchase aircraft or wait for another developer. But it seems like they've already been in, the works with all these developers like Black Square, PMDG, Phoenix, and they're going to make it a seamless transition, especially if you bought stuff in the marketplace. It'll be a lot easier for those products to be transferred to the new sim. So my hope is that they stick to their guns and that this is what they're planning to do and it actually works. Because again, I think there would be a lot of upset simmers if that was not the case. So let's see, man. Fingers crossed. Hopefully that's the case moving forward. So what else, guys? What's going on this Monday morning, afternoon here? And again, I keep saying morning, mid-afternoon. We're here in Florida, Eastern time, so just about 20-something minutes after noon. Yeah, guys, like I said, feel free to drop in the comments. Let us know what you're thinking. Again, I'm just keeping an eye on the aircraft here as we climb out. I had to reduce my climb rate earlier, let the airspeed build up a little bit. Give it a little bit more power here to help on the climb out. See, we have not touched our RPM at all. First time, by the way, guys, that I take the Turbine Duke this high up. But after flying here yesterday with Captain Jose, we landed with the airliners at 7.3 and the A319. I was really impressed with the airfield and the scenery. And I've flown before out of Provo, which again is just outside of Salt Lake City. So we're going to go ahead and check it out. There's beautiful scenery. Can't wait to get there. Everything's looking good on both engines. We still have our oil doors and our ice deflectors on. We'll be closing those here once we get to our cruising altitude. All right, Brendan. He's saying most of my stuff is from the marketplace. Yeah, brother, hopefully everything transfers over. But he's saying, well, my guy, I must get my old ass to bed. Need beauty sleep, I get it, my friend. Definitely got to get together and fly sometime soon, my brother. So I'll let Flacco know you drop by. And again, man, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks again for the love. Take care, my friend. All right, guys, crossing 25.2 for 28,000. Still maintaining a healthy airspeed. Look at that. We're doing 240 across the ground on the climb out still. Go to the back seat here and enjoy the views as a passenger. There we go. Let you guys take in the views here for just a minute while I get a Zenachino on. Happy flying, my friend. Take care, buddy. Not a bad view back here, isn't it, fellas? This is one thing that I will never get old, or I will never get tired of. It's GA flying, man. Airliners are fun. Flying the big heavies is always awesome, but there's nothing like flying a classic like this, like the Duke. And you guys have definitely heard me say it before. In my years, which was about 8 years total of working general aviation ramps and flight lines, I've only ever seen one Duke, ever. That's it. Just one. And I have the photo of it because I knew that in that moment when I saw it, that it was going to be a very unique experience. And boy, was I right, because I never got to see one again. Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Larry Cosa. Yeah, the ATRs, I've flown in a couple of them. American Eagle is one of the airlines that I used to fly a lot on, given the routes and the areas that we were in. But yeah, you're absolutely right, man. You can see the Turbine Duke already putting in the work and just taking it up We're obviously in Class Alpha airspace, right? Above flight level 180, below 60,000. And nothing crazy about that, but the fact that we can cruise a lot higher than airliners, right? Even if it's the regionals and commuters, it's awesome. And you get to do it from the comfort of your own aircraft, your own family. You've got a pressurized cabin. Doesn't get any better than that, does it? Okay, guys, just about to level off here at 28,000, so let's reduce the climb. You can see our vertical speed indicator now holding about at 350 feet, 400 feet a minute. Let's go ahead and close those oil doors. It's chilly out there, guys. Look at that. It's a minus almost 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, yeah. Gotta keep an eye out on those leading edges. You know what? I don't have the manual handy, but let's get the prop heat going. Just in case. Hey, Larry, close. Let me verify that real quick. I forget what the service ceiling is on the Turbine Duke. Let's see. So apparently, again, this is just a quick search on Google, nothing official. It looks like the service ceiling is right where we're at right now, flirting with flight level 280. So I don't know, man. That's pretty wild. Holy crud, 48 degrees in the cabin, guys. Let me get some heat going in here. Go manual heat. Let's just get that heater going. A little bit of the defrost on. Let's turn the panel lights off. We don't need them anymore. Well, we are cruising, guys, so let's go ahead and start reducing power just a bit. We're doing almost 300 knots across the ground at 284. Let's reduce power just a bit. Let's bring that RPM back. Let those PT6s breathe a little better there. There we go. We've still got ITT in the green, 743, prop RPM 1930, 1940. Let's get it stable there. There we go. Fuel flow gallons per hour 32.6 on each side. That seems pretty good. Fuel pressure stable. We still got 72 gallons on each side, guys. I think we're doing just fine. Again, I won't complain on a twin engine turbine flying at 286 across the ground. Seems like a win to me. Let's get that heat going, man. It is hot or cold in here. Hey, Captain Jose tuned in as well. What's going on, buddy? If you guys don't remember, but he was the one that was flying along with me yesterday. Keep in mind, he is a real-life Airbus pilot. And I believe today his schedule was picking back up, so that's why he couldn't join us as well. But yeah, Jose and I had some fun flying yesterday into Jackson Hole. So, Jose, I'm taking this down to Provo, just outside of Salt Lake City, man. One of my favorite airfields to fly in and out of here in the sim. Yeah, Keith. GA, the views, everything, man. It's just unique, man. Let's take a look at this. Look at that beacon, an actual bacon light, actually rotating. There we go. Track IR was not on. And Larry Kosa, yes, yep, I can ask him direct too. That is correct, my friend. I can definitely request a direct vector. So let's peek back inside real quick, see how far off track we are. It seems like we're still on track. Yeah, a little bit off. Waypoint info, so that is the Odin VOR, or the Vortac, I should say. So, let's see if he'll do it. And Salt Lake City Center, this is 80 Whiskey Echo requesting direct Odin VOR.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, Ogden VOR is your current waypoint. Continue direct Ogden VOR.
Continue Ogden, direct VOR for 80 Whiskey Echo. So,
November 80 Whiskey Echo, Kuiken is behind you. Unable direct Kuiken.
Roger, 80 Whiskey Echo. That's not even what I said.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, I didn't get that.
Oh, good lord. Here we go. See? So let's just leave it as that. Let's just do a radio check.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, radio check.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, 5x5.
Guys, it is getting cold in here, man. I don't know what's going on with this heat. I might be missing something here. Again, never been this high up on the Turbine Duke, so don't know what's happening. Got the cabin air closed. I'm trying to get that heater going. Might have to refer to the actual manual here in just about a second. I don't want to freeze over, man. This is not comfortable. Everything is looking just right, guys. It's nice, smooth sailing on our way to Provo. Let's go ahead and enjoy the views outside here so you guys can just take in the views.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, Salt Lake Center. Expect radar vectors, runway 13.
Expect radar vector for runway 13 for 80 Whiskey Echo. Look at that, guys. Look at the contrails coming off the turbine. That's awesome. This plane will never, ever get boring or old here in Flight Sim, guys. I'm a sucker for it. You guys know it. We know it. Captain Flacco knows it. Jose knows it. We mention the Duke at least twice every live stream, even if we're not flying it. And this livery, guys, is not included with the Turbine Duke. However, you can go to flightsim.to and find many free liveries there, free to use. And look at it, guys. It looks great. like how the light or the reddish color is turning into like a purplish pink. I love it as the lighting hits it. Reminds me of the FlexJet liveries. FlexJet have that brownish green and white combo, and they turn color as the lighting hits it. Whoa. Oh, let's reset that camera. There we go. That was my fault. Hit the wrong key. Alright, my watch has finally charged. Let me get it back on. I don't know about you guys, but I hate being without a watch, man. It feels weird. I always have a watch on, so. Set the camera back here for a little bit and just chill. Keith, flow by parallel 42. I think I've heard of that. Is that like the integrated checklist?
November 80 Whiskey Echo. Contact Salt Lake Center 127.7.
127.7 for 80 Whiskey Echo. Center, good morning. 80 Whiskey Echo, flight level 280.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, Salt Lake Center, roger. November 80 Whiskey Echo, turn right, heading 200, descend, maintain 14,000, altimeter 3023, Provo Muni landing runway 13.
Turn right, heading 200, descend and maintain 14,000, altimeter 3023, and Provo landing runway 13, 80 Whiskey Echo. Okay, let's bring it down to 14.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, turn right, heading 200, vectors for the approach. Expect further clearance in about 149 miles.
Turn right, heading 200, vectors for the approach. Expect further clearance in about 149 miles. 80 Whiskey Echo, thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn off nav mode. Let's go into attitude. Let's bring the nose down. We'll start descending. And let's reduce power just a bit there as we descend. Start bringing the cabin pressurization down. Larry Cosa, yes, man, a DC-9 would be amazing. So we have the Leonardo MD-80 that, of course, was ported over from FSX. It's good. It's a pretty cool plane, man. But I don't know, man. I've tried flying it a few times, and I know how to use it. I know how to set up everything, how to fire it up. It's definitely an old school as a dinosaur. Again, the MD-80 series, which is pretty much a DC-9 just stretched out. But yeah, a DC-9 itself. Imagine the DC-9 with the old Northwest colors, that red, the bowling shoe livery. Dude, I'd be flying that every day. I promise you. That's another classic. So as you can see, I have a thing for old school airplanes, man. It is, I don't know. When I fly in real life, I like to fly steam gauges. I know. You guys are gonna scream at me, like, dude, but G1000 glass is so much better. Yeah, it makes you a better pilot, makes you a safer pilot. But when you learn how to fly on this, on steam gauges, and you know how to read everything, it's satisfying, man. So yeah, DC-9 would be a game changer. But don't be surprised, man. They already released the 727 for Flight Sim 2020. It's also going to work for 2024 as far as I understand. So I wouldn't be surprised if somebody is secretly developing a DC-9. And imagine a DC-8. Now that's a true classic right there. We got to see it a few times, Captain Flacco and myself here in Orlando. They used to fly them. I think it was Evergreen, the cargo company, but they just don't fly anymore, man. I think there's only one in the world flying right now, and I believe it's either NASA or the Good
November
Samaritan.
80 Whiskey Echo, contact Salt Lake Center 135.775.
135.775 for 80 Whiskey Echo. See ya. Come on, Beyond ATC, respond. Salt Lake Center, good morning, 80 Whiskey Echo, descending through 26,400 for 14,000. Still processing, let's see if they answer.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, say altitude.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, 26,200.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, say altitude.
Here we go, once again, they're not responding to what I'm
November
saying.
80 Whiskey Echo.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, Salt Lake Center, roger.
Let's increase that descent rate. Let's bring it to about 1,500 feet a minute. There we go, just a bit more. Oh, okay, Keith, copy that. So flow from parallel 42. So we use already certain products from flow 42 or parallel 42. The sim effects, they have a weather preset that's included with that, and they have the effects for the Captain Sim and the PNDG 777, as well as all the Airbus 320s, the Neo by Fly-by-Wire, the default one, the Any belts, and of course the Phoenix. And I love it, man. Captain Flock one, I love the effects that they bring. So I gotta check that out, man. Thanks for the recommendation. I know I've heard of it, just never used it, so I wasn't too familiar. But thanks for that, my friend. And Larry Kosa saying, I've got a set of Northwest Airline DC-9 manuals on my shelf. Oh, dude, that is awesome. You're holding on to, believe it or not, as cliche as it sounds, a piece of history, man. So stick onto that, hold on to that, because if Flacco or I got a hold of that, we'd steal it. That's awesome, man. Good to hear that, man. All right, keeping up with the descent here. Let's go ahead and open up the oil doors as well. Keep the ice deflectors on. We've got some mountainous terrain ahead of there at around the 10, 11 o'clock. Doesn't get any better than this, guys. Doesn't get any better than this, man. All right, guys, and if you're just tuning in, we took off out of Jackson Hole, Wyoming, which is where Captain Jose and I took our Airbus 319 and 737-700 into last night. We flew from Seattle to Jackson Hole. Now I'm on the Turbine Duke. I left the 737 there chilling. Like I said, 737 school, A319 school, but nothing like the hot rod, the Turbine Duke by Black Square. So we are flying to Provo Municipal Airport, just outside of Salt Lake City to the southeast. We'll be having a beautiful approach there in the mountains, a nice big old lake. Larry Kosa, I have some surplus ones. If you want one, just get in touch. Dude, you are the MVP. That is awesome, man. Yeah, man. Send us a message through YouTube, whether you want to send a direct message or something like that. Let us know, man. We'd love to get a set of that. And yeah, man, really appreciate you giving us that feedback and letting us know that you're willing to share it with us, man. You are the man. So thanks a lot. So let's take a look at the 750 there, guys. There's Salt Lake City Airport, and then just southeast from there, there is Provo, our arrival. Don't forget, guys, if you haven't checked out on our channel, we have this fancy dandy resource available on the Turbine Duke. It is called the Engine Trend Monitor, the ETM. And guys, if you haven't seen Captain Flacco's tutorial on how to go through this, I highly recommend it. Again, just look in our channel, that Flight Sim channel, go back to our videos, and look at the ETM or the Engine Trend Monitor tutorial for the Black Square Turbine Duke that Captain Flacco dedicated hours to. He studied the manual, and he developed a very interactive tutorial on how to navigate all these pages. Guys, it is very, very resourceful. You can learn a lot about the aircraft, what's happening, and it is a great backup to keep an eye on things with the aircraft. So if you haven't checked it out, again, that Flight Sim channel on YouTube, go to our videos, check out the tutorial for the Black Square Turbine Duke, which of course we are flying in this morning, and you will learn a thing or two, I promise you that. There we go, cabin temperature back into 62 degrees. That's a lot better. Still chilly, but a lot better. Captain Jose saying the Lake of Salt. Yeah, that is 100% correct, my friend. We are approaching it right there. You can see that great lake. And as the city is named after, Salt Lake City, it is a very salty lake. And I believe there is Salt Lake City right down there. There's the airport. You guys can see it. don't know if you can see my
November
cursor.
80 Whiskey Echo, turn left, heading 165.
Turning left, heading 16580 Whiskey Echo. There we go. Got the heading bug set to 165. We're turning, boys and girls. Yeah, guys, again, if you were just tuning in, we've been airborne for just over 36 minutes now. I always start the clock right when we take the active runway for departure. So give or take 30 seconds to a minute. So our flight time so far, 36 minutes, 30 seconds. Not too shabby. Everything's flowing smoothly. We're descending down to 14,000. Wow, I made a clerical mistake there. I never transitioned after flight level 180 to standard altimeter setting of 29902. That is my fault. I'm not going to blame ATC or nobody on that one. That's on me. Captain Jose, thank you, my good sir. Man, I completely misunderstood. I don't know if you were home today or had to go out and fly today. So, man, I should have hit you up so you guys, you could have done this flight with me too, man. But again, I just kind of got on real quick. I texted Flacco earlier this morning. He was unable to join us, but I'm sure he's watching as well, monitoring the chat and stuff like that. But Jose, thanks for tuning in, man. It's always fun flying with you. There's Salt Lake City. I don't have a scenery there. I definitely got to go and purchase one and start doing some more flying out of this area. Because I am
November
loving it.
80 Whiskey Echo, descend, maintain 7,000, altimeter 3019er.
Descend, maintain 7,000, altimeter 3019er, 80 Whiskey Echo. Alright, resetting the altimeter, 3019er, going down to 7,000. Temperature down to 75. There we go. Let's hold it there. That's pretty good. Let's reduce power a little bit. We're getting a little bit fast there. I believe I've exceeded the VNE, or the never exceed speed. There we go. We're keeping that airspeed indicator in the green. Hey, Larry Kosa, let's see if you can just go to our channel and see if there's a messaging function. I'm not too familiar. I can't remember off the top of my head how to send a message. If not, just subscribe to our channel, and then we can always track you down, send you a message later on, and kind of keep in touch with you, man. So if you haven't already done so, if you've already subscribed, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate the love and support. But yeah, I think that'll be the easiest way so we can come back and find you, and then we can keep in touch. But again, man, really appreciate the interaction with us, chatting with us, and for offering to share those resources that you have with us, man. Really appreciate it. All right, guys, we are crossing 14.5 for 7,000, so we're going to keep our approach. We're about 53.8 nautical miles from our next waypoint, which should be Provo. And you can see this whole time we've been vectored by ATC to a specific heading instead of following the trajectory there or the line that we had. Give it a little bit more power. Yeah, I don't know if YouTube took something away like that, but thanks for letting us know, man. Just so we know for future endeavors, if anybody tries to hit us up on a DM or something like that, now we know that maybe there isn't a function like we thought there would be. But yeah, man, again, if you subscribe to our channel, we'll find you. We'll try to figure out a way to either email you. If not, I can just send you our email through the chat here. Let me just do that really quick. There we go, the overspeed horn coming on again. we're getting fast as we descend down. But yeah, there you go, buddy. So if you see our email, feel free to drop us an email to confirm it's us. But thank you, man. Seriously, thank you for being so interactive with us, man. That means a lot. And this is why we do this. You know, we like to share our passion for flight and, of course, flight simulation. And we have people like yourself willing to help us out and teach us a thing or two. It makes us better, and it makes the experience better for ourselves and for you guys who are our watchers. So you are the MVP today, sir. Thanks a lot, man. You know what? We're inbound. Jeez, I can't even speak. Inbound. English is hard sometimes, guys. But we've got the built-in navigraph here. But let's pull up Provo. So let's see what approaches we've got available. We're expecting 1-3, right? So let's set up the ILS. We'll set up the overlay here.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, contact Salt Lake City approach 118.85.
Switching to approach on 118.85 for 80 Whiskey Echo, see ya. Salt Lake approach, good morning, 80 Whiskey Echo, descending through 10,800 for 7,000. And I never picked up ATIS, so we're just going to say we've got the numbers on board. Who cares?
November 80 Whiskey Echo, verify information, November.
80 Whiskey Echo with the numbers.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, Salt Lake City approach, altimeter 3019er, expect the visual approach, runway 13.
Altimeter 3019er, expect the visual for runway 13, 80 Whiskey Echo, thank you. Okay, our final approach course would be on a heading, or a course of 134 degrees. Let's set that up right here. There's 135. 134 is about yay. .3019er, looks like we're all set. But yeah, guys, so our decision altitude would be 4756 or 259 on the radar altimeter. MSA, or minimum safe altitudes, right now we are inbound from the north. So between 140 and 230, we should be at 13,000. Obviously, we're being vectored in for that approach already. In case we've got a missed approach, we'll climb to 6,200 feet, then climbing right turn to 9,000 on heading 301 degrees. Outbound on the Provo VOR radial 230 to Caleb. A DME at 10.5 from Provo. Then right turn inbound on the FFU VORTAC or VOR radial 160 to the VOR and hold. As you can see, our initial approach fix will be Jarn. We've got the approach course set 134 and the nav frequency set to 110.3 for the localizer. And you can see here at Wave It, we will capture that glide slope. We should be at 6,300 feet. So we're going to come in at 7,000 feet. Alright, so I feel comfortable with that. Let's just keep an eye out on things here as we set up for our approach. Let's go to the procedures. Set the approach. ILS 13. Load approach. So now it is set up. You see that white line here on the 750 showing us the track for the runway. There's Wave It. Well, we're looking good, guys. We're looking pretty good. And if memory serves me correct, we should expect to see the airfield just behind these mountains back here. Loving the scenery down here. Looks like we've got a major interstate or highway here system. You can see all the on-ramps, off-ramps through the city. A lot of industrial complexes, warehouse. Pretty good approach corridor here into Provo, keeping us clear of the mountains. Crossing 8,000, 1,000 to go for 7,000. Give it a little bit more power here. Gotta keep the speed up. Again, monitoring our airspeed indicator. This thing likes to pick up speed fast. There she goes, climbing. To slow or rest that descent. Let's see, we're gonna have those mountain peaks right there in front of us. Again, there's the big lake behind the mountains where we're headed into. Cabin temperature staying at a comfortable 75. Let's bring it down a few notches. Guys, and if you can see on the overlay right above you on the screen, 26 nautical miles to our arrival into Provo. On my side, on the GTN 750, showing about 24.2, but of course that's because there's a bit of delay between my screen and what you guys are seeing live. So we're almost there, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We are getting ready for our fun part. This is going to be interesting, guys. We're going to be going right over that mountain, so I might have to ask for a deviation there. Those mountains to our left there, to the east, just look beautiful. About to level off of 7,000 here. Let's see how this goes. Looks like we're clear that mountain, that little peak right there, so I'm okay with that. Probably not the safest route, but you know what, we'll take it. Pick up a little bit of the speed there. You know what, I'm going to deviate off course. Turn to 180. There we go. Don't want to scare our passengers too much because they can see very clearly out. From the back, you can see everything happening. Let's just take a look. Pretty awesome nonetheless, man. See the approach coming in here. Look at that. Alright guys, in Provo should be...
November 80
There we go.
Whiskey Echo, turn left heading 140.
Left heading 14080 Whiskey Echo. They are vectoring us in for that visual into runway 13. Alright, I've got the field in sight. I am zoomed in all the
November
way.
80 Whiskey Echo, airport is at your 12 o'clock, 16 miles. Report the field in sight.
80 Whiskey Echo, we've got the field in sight. Alright, come on. Come on, respond to it.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, verify you have the field in sight.
He's gonna have to do it. Field in sight.
Field in sight. November 80 Whiskey Echo.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, cleared visual approach runway 13.
Cleared for the visual approach, runway 1380 Whiskey Echo. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and disengage the autopilot. Turn off the flight director, I see the field in sight. Start prepping for this approach. Let's set the prop handles full forward. Don't know what's going on with the online services there, but don't care. Successfully connected. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. Come on. Clear off. Alright, guys, we're setting up. You can see the runway lights over there.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, contact Provo Tower 125.3.
Switching to tower for 80 Whiskey Echo 125.3. Provo Tower, good morning. 80 Whiskey Echo with you. Visual 13. Bring back the power.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, Provo Tower, wind 160 at 4. Runway 13 cleared to land.
Winds 160 at 4, clear to land, runway 1380 Whiskey Echo. Alright, let's get gear down. Get our taxi and landing lights on. We're at 140 indicated. We're going to keep bleeding the airspeed and we'll start dropping some flaps. Landing checklist, we've got 3 green gear down and locked. We've got ice deflectors and oil doors open. Fuel is full rich, obviously, into the on what you would call the mixture. On the prop RPM full forward, and we're manipulating power with the power throttle. Alright, we're going to be slowing her down here. We're a little bit low on the approach. Let's get our first notch of flaps for the approach. Flaps in transit. There they go. You can see our airspeed starting to decrease there. We're at a 120. We're in the white arc, otherwise known as VFE, or speed for flaps extended in full config. Let's go flaps full. I don't mind staying a little high here since we're over water, a little bit safer, just in case we have an issue. We can always drop this bird pretty quickly. You can see me operating the pitch trim here on the Honeycomb Alpha yoke. Makes it a lot easier. we're committing to this approach. Everything is stable, flaps full. Again, 3 gears down, indicating by the 3 green, landing lights on. We are doing good. 2 white, 2 red, we ain't dead. 2 red, 2 white. Captain Flacco would say, we aye. Here we go, guys. Somebody bring the toast because I intend to butter it. Bringing back power, bringing back power. Let's just bleed off this airspeed. Holding the nose, holding the nose. And just like that, guys, we are mains down. There's the nose gear. Like I said, bring me that toast because I spread some butter over this runway.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, exit left at Alpha 4.
Exiting left Alpha 4, 80 Whiskey Echo. There you have it, guys. We have made it down safely to Provo. This scenery is by Vertical Simulations. Vertical Sim, definitely recommended. Check it out, guys. It's beautiful. Bring flaps up. Let's take off landing lights. And let's clear.
November 80 Whiskey Echo, contact ground 119.4.
Switching to ground 119.4, 80 Whiskey Echo. See ya. Provo ground, good morning, 80 Whiskey Echo, clear of 13 at Alpha 4, requesting taxi to the ramp.
November 80 Whiskey Echo. Welcome to Provo Muni. Say parking or advise if need assignment.
We'll take any ramp available for 80 Whiskey Echo.
November 80 Whiskey Echo. Ramp November 25 taxi via Alpha 4, Charlie.
Ramp November 25 via Alpha 4 Charlie 80 Whiskey Echo. Guys, we're going to bring it in here to signature. You guys know that signature is our preferred FBO of choice. We've got a fire truck here deciding to either escort us or block us. Let's give him a minute. Thank you, sir. Please vacate. And there is signature straight ahead. Back, fuel's cut off. Turn off torpedo heats. Fish trim off. Camera blower off. Turn off the air vents there. Inverter coming to off. Let's turn off those generators. Bacon light is being turned off. Let's go ahead and throw the chocks on. Let's open that cabin door. Let's get the nose baggage open so our passengers can retrieve their luggage. There we go. Let's go ahead and reset transponder to standby and turn it off. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's taken care of. Pitch trim is off. Let's turn off our taxi light, which we should have done already. Avionics master power off. Look at that. According to G's, that was a smooth landing. Negative 89 feet a minute, 1.09 G's. I'll take that all day, guys. Alrighty. Let's turn off the battery. Let's get our flight control and throttle guard installed. And let's go ahead and throw our pitot covers on. We'll wait a few seconds here to throw the engine covers. But guys, that's it. We made it down to Provo in the Black Square Duke. As you can see, we are at Signature Aviation, of course, our preferred FBO network. Guys, there's nothing really to it. The Turbine Duke from Black Square, of course, which is part of their package, along with the piston variant Duke. I don't know what to say, guys. They're just one of the best products I think I've ever had in any flight simulator ever. The level of immersion, the realism, the induced failures you can throw in there, the electronic flight bag iPad there it's unique, guys. It definitely set the standard here for me and for Flacco, and I think it does for every simmer across the world. Take a look at it, guys. So we'll pretend that we've cooled down the engines. Let's throw on those exhaust covers on the PT6s. You know what? Let's get an engine heater.
All aircraft be advised information Oscar now current. Altimeter 3018.
Alright, let's turn off Beyond ATC. We no longer need it. But check it out. We've got the engine heater installed. So let's say we were starting our flight here in the early mornings and we were expecting some very, very cold temperatures. Black Square has included the engine heater, which of course is fueled by a propane tank there. And you can get those engines nice and warm for a good startup. Check it out. There's the propane tank with the blower cart. Look at the prop covers there, along with the exhaust covers installed, inlet covers installed. Pitot covers are installed as well. Doesn't get any better than this, man. If you want to go for that extra level of realism and simulation, Black Square is where it's at, guys. But our passengers have deboarded. We are going to be leaving the aircraft here overnight, or I should say overday, because it is going to be a early morning departure from the aircraft here. Just taking the views for a little bit more before we call it a day here. Isn't she lovely, guys? Alrighty, guys. Well, that will do it for me on this beautiful morning, afternoon. If you're on the Eastern time, just like us, I gotta get ready to head to work. You guys know the drill. Guys, we want to thank you once again for supporting us and tuning into this live stream. It makes our life and our job here as streamers and entertainers so much easier when we see the interaction in the chat. We love you guys. To all those who participated on the chat, Captain Jose, Larry Coase, Brendan Henderson, I believe we had a couple more in there as well. Keith, watching us, he said from Ireland, I believe. Guys, thank you so much, man. This is what we do it for. It wouldn't be the same if we didn't have the interaction that we get from you guys. If you haven't already done so, go back to our channel, that Flight Sim channel on YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, let us know what we can do better, what we're doing right, what we're not doing right. Guys, we're open to suggestions. We drop the email there on the chat. If you guys want to send us some recommendations for products and stuff like that, we'll gladly take a look. Again, this channel was formed and founded by Captain Flacco back in 2020 with the release of Flight Simulator 2020, which we are currently on. And like we've mentioned, myself and Captain Jose, the real-life Airbus pilot, have already pre-ordered Flight Sim 2024. Captain Flacco is pre-ordering it as well as we speak. So you guys know for a fact that day one, at least weekend one, when that release happens, we will be throwing a live stream celebrating the brand new simulator, and we've got a lot of stuff planned for you guys. Captain Flacco has been telling me that we want to go through all the default aircraft and just do some quick interactive or in-depth reviews so you guys get a better perspective. And we're all getting, at the minimum, the Aviator Collection Series or the Limited Editions Collector's Edition, which is, of course, the Aviator. We're going to have all the aircraft, all the airports, and you guys can just watch us for a few days and make your decision before you purchase the game. But I can guarantee you guys, based on what we're seeing so far, we're going to love it, man. It's such a beautiful simulator. The graphics, how everything is rendered. Supposedly, the base install alone is only 28 gigabytes. Guys, that is insane. That's amazing. That means that our load up time should be even quicker. That means that you're not going to be spending 7-8 minutes like I do loading up the simulator from the desktop. So guys, I think it's going to be a revolutionary simulator in the history of flight simulation. And again, people like myself and Captain Flacco that have been flying since Flight Simulator 98, since we were kids. This is insane. I mean, Flight Simulator 2020 already is a revolutionary simulator as it is enough, rebooting the entire franchise. But 2024, I think, will be the ultimate turning point for flight simulation. And like I said, guys, earlier, tomorrow, I am expecting my Pimax Crystal Lights VR headset to arrive. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, just go to Google, go to YouTube, check out the Pimax Crystal Lights. They are one of the top-notch VR headsets you can find in the market for under $1,000, which I know is still steep, but guys, for what it offers, I don't think it gets any better than that. So I am stoked. I am eager to get my headset. You guys can expect an unboxing video at some point this week. I will be recording that here shortly whenever I get the headset, and I will try to upload it and then give you my initial impressions, so you as well as a consumer, as a flight simmer enthusiast, can be up to date, get more information, and get the reality of what you're getting with the Pimax Crystal. And guys, we're never gonna lie to you. We're never gonna just fluff things up for no reason. We're not sponsored. We don't get paid by anybody to do this. We just do it because it's a hobby that we truly enjoy and we love. And to us, it is a lot of work, but it doesn't cost us a thing, honestly. It just takes some time and effort, and we love it. So guys, stay tuned for that. Again, many things planned for you guys. While we're still trying to put some videos together and do some more recording, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, guys, enough of the chatter. Going on here, rambling endlessly. Thanks again for watching, guys. This is Captain Gonzo with that Flight Sim channel. We'll see you on the next one. And as always, guys, happy flying. And as my good friend and fellow simmer says, Captain Flacco, cue the outro. See you guys.
Thank you for choosing that Flight Sim channel. We invite you to our next stream as we take the skies once again. Until next time, and as always, happy flying.